The Unfiltered Podcast, where we talk about your mom. Anything you say, our comeback will be your mama.
Are we live yet?
I kind of got in trouble. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're like, is he peeing? Is that Brian peeing?
I'm washing
yes.
my hands.
Oh, yeah, that's what they all say. Bam, we're live. Oh, my
Great.
goodness, you guys. Don't you guys have a life? I know I don't. I just ran inside to watch some UFC. Whew, that was a crazy, crazy fight. Like and subscribe, turn on notifications. Thank you, Chet. Thank you. Oh, I saw some of the athletes wearing this Prey shirt today. Is that like a brand, Prey?
It's a mayhem shirt.
Oh, all right. Well, then now I think I know who. There she is. The Sevon Podcast Team Rocks. Thank you, Mom. So no.
I got a mayhem shirt today. You want to see it?
Yeah, I won't do any of your mama jokes. I don't think my mom likes those.
Ben Davidson, media guy for CrossFit Mayhem. Super, super nice guy. He got his shirt. This is their Miami Heat, Miami Tribute Wodapalooza shirt.
No, I'm not liking it. I'm not liking it. Hold that up again. I'm not liking it.
Oh, no. Come on, dude. It's amazing.
No, what are you talking about? Look at the way those letters are. That's like Ted Bundy, or that's like serial killer.
No, the Miami Heat have a jersey this year that's like this. It wasn't original. It's just a tribute to Miami.
I can't believe. I don't think that just because there's one bad jersey, you should mimic it with another bad jersey.
Sometimes I forget how old you are.
Right, that's true. Oh my goodness, Bruce. I didn't get to watch the last round. Those were the four craziest rounds since the last time Calvin Kattar fought. I mean, that was absolutely.
Well, you should have just watched. Is it going on right now?
That's not hating. Because if I put it on our feed, then our. Feed
no, I'm just saying we could have started 10 minutes later. It just ran like a mile to get here in time.
Oh, sorry. Well, it's I basically just want to make sure O'Keefe's not staying up all night.
He's gonna be up all night no matter what.
Brian,
someone's got to figure out
how to get some scores up there. Yeah.
Gosh, man, I don't know. Is there even a leaderboard right now? I heard it was all messed up.
There's a bunch of people. Go ahead.
No scores. There's no scores in for the last two events at all.
But they put something up on the broadcast.
They did.
Yeah, but the app is not updated. I don't know.
Well, let's start there then. By the way, your shirt is bothering me. I don't know why it's bothering you, but
this shirt is bothering you.
No, this one. Someone is saying, Sevon, your shirt is bothering me. I walked into my house right now. There's a bunch of people over for the fights, and everyone.
You should have worn that shirt tomorrow. It's like Tiger Woods red for Sunday, not Saturday night.
Who's Tiger Woods? Brian, what is wrong with the scoreboard? Let's start there. Recap. This is a recap of day number 3, Saturday at Wodapalooza. A fantastic day, great stuff. But it is a little bummer when we can't know how well. I mean, specifically with Colton Mertens and Ellie Turner. I want to know where they're at.
Be honest, I don't know where anyone's at. I do know some of the races. I have an idea, but in general, I don't know because. So the scoring system that they're using is that it used to be the old throwdowns. Now they're called strongest, and they hit the buzzer and they get a score, and that's been working super well. And last night we talked about how Sevon even said it's the most efficient turnaround on scoring that he's ever experienced in a CrossFit competition. And for the workout that ended with the running today, because when you got out of the water, all the athletes had to go to pass the same amount of distance to finish the race. It didn't make sense to have the buzzer right in front of your runner, because what if you went to the first one and I went to the last one? It'd be a different amount of space that we traveled. So instead, they created a finish line, and they put chip timers around either one athlete on the team or on every individual athlete, and then everyone ran the same distance. It was just you ran one part of the distance before you got on your runner, and then finished out your little snake to the finish line and crossed the line.
Very well explained. Thank you.
But it was a great idea in theory, but the chip timers, or whatever that system is, have had some issues that they're still resolving. And if you're 2 or 3 years ago, I think it was 3 years ago now, at Wodapalooza, they had a run on the beach a few miles away from here. All the athletes did that with the chip timers, and it took them like 2 days to resolve the scores from that one event. Fortunately,
wait. What did you just say? It took them how long?
2 days. But this should be better than that, because there's like less variables involved.
So Brian, I think you're being nice. This is what I think happened based on my experience of the CrossFit Games. I think that something has gone so drastically bad that they now are no. You can't just call on the show unless you're Lars. You can't just call the show. What are you doing? I think something has gone so drastically bad. Oh, here he is. I think something has gone so drastically bad that it's like the CrossFit Games. Matt, plug your ears. That they're actually watching the video now to figure out who's in what place.
Well, this morning I did tell the director of that stage that just in case everything else goes wrong, make sure you have a fixed camera on the finish line.
Because I've seen that happen at the CrossFit Games many times. Where they don't know what the chips don't work or something doesn't work and everything has to be tallied by cameras. Hi, Matt.
Hello, boys. How are we doing?
I want to thank your programmer for making sure Colt Mertens just completely dominated one event. Thank you.
He was really excited about that win.
More or less excited than making the CrossFit Games.
Yeah, I think it was about level.
Hey, dude, Whoop needs to do a commercial around him. They need to put a Whoop on him, and they go, it reads some people's heartbeats, but not others. You know, and it's just like Mertens, you just see it as he just plummets down to 20.
Oh, man. How has that been on the broadcast, the live? I haven't been able to watch a ton of it. Has that been
It's good. It's so good. Yeah,
I love
great.
it. I think it's really cool.
There has been a malfunction on the scoreboard. We jinxed it. We were talking about how it's the greatest scoreboard in the history of any live event, and now today, just to punish us for saying that, they are not updating us on any scores. Can you tell us? Bye, Brian. Oops. Can you tell us either what's going on or who's in first place, or what kind of news can you bring to us?
Yeah.
And what are you wearing over your shoulder? Take that off and stay a while. Chill out, buddy.
Sorry. Yeah, it's my bag. It's my Noble fanny pack. You like that plug, Simon?
Yes, thank you.
We're working on it right now. The chips malfunction for a group, a bunch of groups, and we're trying to pull the data out right now. That they apparently do have a function where they still do store the data, and there's a way to get it out. So we're working on that now, but we also have a finish line camera. We have a lot of different ways we can review it. It's obviously a lot of work, which is what we got to do. But they're trying to pull the data out of the chips right now. So each of those chips, even if they're used for 30 heats or 20, whatever it is, doesn't matter. It stores the data somewhere, and you're able to pull it out. And it's kind of like going through a stack of cards. You're going to find something. So they've got a little work to do, but they'll get it up to date. It's there somewhere, but we just got a little work at it. So I think I heard you say that the games has had that problem. I mean, we've had, sometimes the chips don't work, it's tech, so we'll get on it.
I've seen everything stop. Rowers stop, bikes stop. I mean, in the middle of live ESPN shows, I've seen timers stop working. Yeah. So let me see if I understand this correctly. So like there's these security cameras you can buy for your house, and they'll beam like the stream to your computer and then to the cloud, and then they'll also have a SIM card in it. So basically, so basically what you're saying is the fact that it didn't beam to the computer is okay. The chip has its own memory. And then even if that fails and you can't get that, you still have the camera at the end. So you guys will be able to tally it, but it's just a drag.
Yep. There's exactly. You put it perfectly. It actually does go to the cloud as well, apparently. So we'll find out. I find it fascinating that it went to the cloud, but it didn't go to our broadcast. But hey, that stuff happens, and everybody has done a great job with it. We'll get it up so these guys know where they sit.
While we're just talking about bad shit, let's piggyback on that. Was there a situation where a team got into a conflict with each other? And one of the guys on my life, he called it an estrogen malfunction. I think that's really rude, but I mean, whatever. I can't control the comments in my. Sorry, Brian. I can't control the comments, but Was there, for lack of a better term, an estrogen malfunction on the girls RX team? Did one of the trio get in a fight and one of the girls storm off, and then people thought she was drowning, and so the whole event got stopped?
No, no, that's not the way it went, from what I understand. But again, I wasn't over there. Our team did a really good job with that. That was a scary moment for a bit because of how the person that was missing sort of handled it. But apparently, the real story is that she jumped in the water and then wasn't a good swimmer and got scared, turned around, and went back and was upset with herself. So she went somewhere to not be happy with herself alone, and nobody could find her.
Much better story. Much better story, though. I like this
so
better.
There was no fight. It was just naturally in a situation like that, when we don't have a clear answer to what the situation is, we put, we put plans in place to start to work on a solution for that, and it was extreme. So they did it. The team did a great job, honestly, and they do anyway. So to me, from where I sit, it had been surprising to lose someone because we have over 2,000 people swim every year, and it is a stressful day because that's a lot of people and there's a lot of moving pieces. But we have a team that's done it, lifeguarded for us for years, police and fire that are all CrossFitters, by the way, in Miami, that have a really cohesive plan to identify people in the water. And, we pay attention. We do a good job. I mean, people struggle in that swim. So someone struggling is not unique. Like, we've had many issues where people need help or whatever, and we've done a great job with it. So it was surprising to hear that we lost someone. I understand the reaction of the team because they have to, but we've never lost anyone. People are great at what they do, and it was just that. So everybody's good. We're all good.
So let me see if I heard you correctly. One of the swimmers jumped in the water, swam over to one of those yachts, and got drunk and passed out. Did I hear that right?
That could be a storyline. I'm sure that's how it will play out. So everybody is clear. No fight. She just, I guess she was upset that she let her team down. It was the real story. And
Keith, you were there. You were there the year, and it's probably happened multiple years, that at the Aaron Hoff event, the Hawaii Trail Run, people have gone missing.
Yeah, that's more understandable than what we experienced today.
Oh, poor Aaron.
And I love him to death. He is one of my dear friends. And Hoppy oh man, you've done it. It's one of the worst things I've ever done in my life was the year that it rained and we did a 10K that was probably a 15K. Distance is relative to him, but that does not surprise me that there was probably a search party sent out at the trail run.
The event tonight where Noah went out there and spoke, was that planned? Did Noah know he was going to be going out there?
Yeah, so we've been looking for a long time leading up to this, but ways to celebrate our 10th. And Dylan and I sat down and talked about it. And my first thought and idea was that I really wanted Dylan to speak with Noah, to speak about what Wodapalooza meant to them. That's generally the opening ceremonies, by the way, but because of the weather and time's getting pushed back, we punted it to tonight. And but yeah, Dylan doesn't like the spotlight, and he deserves it for all the work he's done for 10 years on this event. And he didn't want to speak, so I asked Noah to speak, and he was excited about it. That was a special moment. I think everybody can watch that differently, but Noah grew up at this event, and he gained a lot of confidence at this event, and he's a huge part of the success of this event and the growth. The Waza brand's been synonymous with him, and to recognize Guido, who dreamt this thing up, and his family, who endured 7 years of him being in charge of it, was important, really. Those guys are up there recognizing me, and it's like, I mean, yeah, I love this event, and I worked my butt off, but they did a lot of the hard work to get it where it was, and I was able to build off of it with them. So that was special for me.
I know Guido and I know Noah and I know Dylan just from the years of being with CrossFit. I don't know Stacy, but I mean Guido, Noah, and Dylan I've never had anything but a 10 out of 10 interactions with. Just yeah, your team's amazing. Has Stacy been in the CrossFit space for a while?
Yeah, Stacy.
Maybe I know her and I just don't recognize the
Stacy
name.
competed. She was one of the females on their regionals team every year.
Okay.
She's a really good competitor for a long time, and she handles all the staff and volunteers. So just so people have context, these guys were running this out of Guido's gym for years, and it was Dylan and Stacy and Guido sitting at the table in Peak 360 working on this thing that was like a freight train, growing, and there were people wanting to come to. And Stacy took a huge brunt of it. She corrals 1,000 people, and she's done it year over. We didn't know if she'd come back this year, and she did for just all the right reasons. Her job's tiring, and she was pretty tired after 20. But man, I'm so proud of that group and her. She has a really hard job, keeping, people come down here and give their time, and you got to make sure you really take care of that group, and she's in charge of that. So that group's awesome. And, Guido's wife's a big part of it too, by the way, Virginia. I mean, I know what, my wife and family take it on the chin with this event, so I know what that means. And, Guido's a passionate guy that puts his heart and soul into everything he does. So I know what that meant at home when he was operating this event.
Tank Top Todd says Sevon looks like he's sponsored by Radio Shack. Tank Top Todd. Okay, my mom's listening, but you know what to do.
Did you guys happen to catch when I spoke that when it sounded like I was drunk or having a seizure?
Yes. I immediately told all my the 700 live viewers we had that looks like O'Keefe got into his fentanyl. Took one too many.
I literally pulled the mic down and it was like, I can't remember exactly what I said to Dylan. I'm like, what is wrong with the mic? It sounds like I'm having an aneurysm.
The people next to me go, "Is O'Keefe drunk?"
Yeah. And I was like, what is going on right now? And what's funny is I didn't.
Happening again.
That is funny.
Hey, someone called him just now. That's what happened, I think.
Yeah.
Probably Fraser.
Someone's like, don't talk about that. Someone's monitoring the podcast.
He put someone on notice. He's like, if they bring up these 3 topics, just call me immediately.
Right.
Sorry.
So
Jason.
Brian has a theory that that you tell someone who's watching the show, hey, if they bring up these 3 topics, you call me immediately so that I go off.
It's probably, I don't know. That was Jason Hopper. So I wasn't talking about him at all today. Maybe he was. I can bet you he's watching right now, Jason.
He should be asleep.
But I've been on broadcasts before and understand that, but I didn't know that was on the broadcast. So I was like the other mics on the stage, you kind of got to hold close. Anyway, whatever. It was like an out of body experience because I'm like, I almost dropped it and then was going to say, can everybody hear me? Because this isn't working. But I just needed to hold it lower. My kids enjoyed that.
What if you'd have just looked over to Dylan and like, you're fired, like right there at the 10 year.
He was looking at me like, what are you doing right now? And I was like, I don't know. Can you help me? And my son thought it was very funny. He's like, Dad, you sounded like you were drunk. And I was like, thanks, kid. Appreciate you.
Thanks, kid.
Any update on Sarah that you can talk about?
Yeah, we're all aware she had something happen. Snorri was at the venue quite a bit today. She is stayed in Miami, so she's gotten checked out and waiting to kind of hear what the situation is. I'll let her tell people what she wants to tell them. Yeah, she's I hope she's okay. I hope it's, not the worst case scenario. I love Sarah. She's an awesome girl. She's such a cool part of this sport, and I hope she's fine. I hope she's all right.
Yeah, I think you know what I think everyone does, whether you're a fan or not. She's a huge part of the sport, and like I know it sounds cheesy because people try to say that about every athlete, but I wouldn't say it about every athlete. And but I think Sarah's the shit, and like we need her. So
We do. She's
yeah.
awesome.
What happens next? Is it the West Coast Classic or is it the Granite Games?
I don't know.
Okay.
Did I know that? Yeah, it's
Well, hold
it
on a
will
sec.
be-
Hold on a sec, Matt. Brian's here. Brian, which one happens next?
I don't know.
We don't know. Yeah, it'll all depend, on how things play out with the season and all that. But yeah, I don't know. Nobody knows yet.
I want to apologize for a couple of our staff that behaved inappropriately, and they are no longer with us. And all that means is we just don't send them the link in the morning. And when I say our staff, I use that term very loosely.
I just walked back with Kristen, and I had that. This is amazing. I've got a really funny story. I won't be long-winded with this, but I woke up at 3 a.m. and my hamstring was cramping. I'm uniquely dehydrated this week, and I try really hard, but it's just impossible. And I stood up and I like crumbled to the ground, and I was like in trouble, pain, couldn't fix it, and
Have you ever had that before?
yeah, I mean, I stay up late a lot and work, and I often will not pay attention. And water is one thing that I don't pay attention to sometimes. And I have done a decent job this week. It's just hard. It's stress and little sleep and a lot of coffee. But I like bear crawled basically to a table I knew had a package of liquid IV on it. I mean, this must have been a scene that I wish was recorded. And I reached up and grabbed it and put it in my mouth, and then grabbed a bottle of water and put it in my mouth. And I'm like, all right, I got 3 minutes until this thing takes its course through my body. And I had my phone, and I opened it up, and there was an email from Kristen with red letters in it to Sivan. And I was like, oh boy. But I read it. She's awesome, by the way. She is you talk about Stacy and volume. Kristen has.
I didn't take offense to it at all. I thought it was very diplomatic.
I read it, and I knew you wouldn't, and I knew you wouldn't even if it was aggressive, because you understand her role.
Yep.
Because she's
yep.
Everybody's unhappy about access, and we're doing our best. We have such small spaces, but she has hundreds of people emailing her every night. And it was 146 was the email went across. I was like, oh god. But she's amazing. She's a true pro. So
I do want to thank you. Last night after we've been doing the show, and last night someone reached out to me who is a massive sponsor. It will change the course of my life. I reached out, had been watching Wodapalooza, and said, hey, I'm ready to jump in full steam. Unbelievable. This is just crazy. So and it's hard to change my life because I wear a red shirt. And so thank you just for the access. I mean, I'm pumped. Last night I was I wasn't up till 3 a.m. I was probably asleep. But I was pretty amped last night. So thank you.
Well, thank you. I'm going to keep saying it. I've said it every night. You guys have brought more awareness to this leading up than ever before, and in event we're the media numbers are so the views and concurrency. It's I'm really proud of it. I didn't know what to expect with that. We've always been behind the paywall, but people like you have dug in with us and raised the bar. So thank you.
Why do you do that? Why did you switch? You just find a different way. Like the paywall is obviously a way to monetize it, and you're like, okay, if the paywall costs $5, but we can give it away for free and charge sponsorship for $5, it's a wash, and it's probably the better way to go because it's a win-win for everybody. Is it something like that? Is that the basic math?
I mean, I think we changed for a lot of reasons. I get what we were putting out was not to our standard, and paywall or not, so I think it was important to bring everything we do to the same standard, and that was a big thing that was has always been a goal, but and I think honestly, we were probably, from what I was comfortable from an investment perspective, another year away from that, and it was time. What was being put out was unacceptable, and people were not happy with it. They were, and I agree with them. So we, stepped up, and we have really cool partners that helped us, do what we do this year, because it's a big investment, and it's all the credit goes to them and Charlie Doobie and his team, and Kristen and her team for putting all the pieces together to make that happen. I'm watching it a bit, in moments just to see, and I'm like, wow, like I'm so damn proud of that. Like that's a legit broadcast, and people are loving it and engaging it. And it's like, my goal with that was for Charlie when he came here and we met in Miami. I was like, here's your job from my perspective. You're great at what you do, but this is not the games. This is a festival, and I want to bring that to life through this broadcast, and so that people see this and want to be here, and know that this is more than the elite competition. There's so many more things that go on here off the floor, and they've done a phenomenal job with that.
The leaderboard's working. No, I'm just joking. Two things. The aerial shots are brilliant, like really, really brilliant. Like when we were watching the show today and they put the drone up and they showed us the event from overhead, like really cool. You can never have, oh yeah, baby, Mertens. You can never have enough of those. And I think we've helped you tremendously because our show is so shitty and wonky and our audio is so bad that like you're like a 6-foot dude standing next to a 4-foot dude. So you look like you're 6'5". So we'll take credit for why you guys look so good.
Unless this is the 4-foot dude.
That's a 4-foot dude.
But he's a beast.
He is.
I talked to him after that event. He was very happy.
Is there a party tomorrow night? What happens tomorrow after the final event, or do you guys just go to bed?
No, we have. We're one of the big parts of this event is that the after party is always a big show, and I drag myself over there for a little bit. But people that compete, particularly volunteers, rip it up. They should, man. They deserve it. So we throw a party. We have a restaurant bar rented out in Wynwood, and we'll have a really cool after party. Whenever we make, I don't make it there until like 11 or midnight, but people start getting there around like 9 o'clock. After we celebrate a little on site with our team and take some photos. But I'm pumped. Yeah, tomorrow night we'll do that.
Alrighty. Any questions for the Mr. O'Keefe, Chief O'Keefe?
How emotional were you out there tonight?
Man, that was I didn't expect that because I've watched the video, by the way. So, and then I understood what those guys were gonna say because Noah wanted to make sure he was on point. So I kind of heard some of his speech, and for me, and the transition from Guido to me was hard, and I would never disguise it any other way. We talked about it tonight after, and he and I are great friends now, and I know why it was hard. It was his baby, and he handled it like a champ, and for him to be able to be out there and be so proud of where it is, and that's real from him. Like it growing and being something he never imagined it be, and giving us due on that. It's crazy cool to hear those guys who really are the reason that exists, and that's what all I wanted to say. I mean, I wanted to say more, but they all said it, and it wasn't. I needed to make sure that those guys got their due because what I said was true. Like those guys ground like 20 hours a day on this thing with like 4 people, for a long time, and would never exist without them. And that, seeing the video, and then, I mean, I was like constantly choking up, and I'm like, Jesus, here we go. Like I'm gonna be a hot mess on the microphone. And then, luckily, the mic malfunction straightened me out because it was like, okay, well, either I'm having a stroke or There's something and that whole thing, but man, that was so cool. That video is awesome. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. It captures the true essence of our history. It was so spot on.
Cool.
Any more surprises? Anything people can be looking forward to tomorrow?
The final is so badass. It is like, I mean, Dylan's working on it right now because we have possible weather coming through. So Dylan and Joaquin, our comp team, is sitting there just to have contingencies. So we haven't announced it just to make sure. We're looking at the weather when it's coming in.
Can you tell us what stadium it's going to be in? Which workout area?
It's always the elites always finish on Flagler, which is the stage that was tonight.
Okay.
Where they're done on Bayside. But that final is like perfect, and it's very Wazza. Wazza's always kind of like, how bad do you want it? And this is like the most how bad do you want it workout that I've maybe seen. So I can't wait for people to see. I mean, it's just like grimy. How bad do you want it?
Hey, that's a great title for it.
I don't know what we ended up. Dylan loves naming workouts, so he's probably got something nifty for it.
That
But yeah, that's going to be a great final.
that Fran one was what could have been called that too. That Fran Echo Bike. How bad do you want that one?
That's a top 10 worst workout in history.
That's pretty
Maybe
nasty.
top 5.
Yeah.
Man, I said it the other night, man. I felt bad. But those guys are my friends. That was some pain.
when
Last one
the host
from
feels
me,
bad
Matt.
for the athletes, you know something's bad with the workout. Sorry, Brian. Go ahead.
Anything unexpected, cool happened to you today that you want to tell people about?
Do you know something that happened to me today?
No, I just know, like, you're out there all day. You see someone you didn't know, or whatever. Some behind the scenes info.
Like you saw Don Johnson out in the bay in a boat, or
Yeah, it's man, that's so hard to it's like it was just I love, high-fiving volunteers and judges and our staff. I mean, man, they work so hard. Man, there's just so people don't get to capture this. It's hard. I don't even know how you do it. We put videos together on it. The gratitude that they give to me for what they get to do is like, it's almost laughable sometimes. Like, what? Like, you guys are the ones who are doing all the work. Like, I'm just here saying you're doing a great job. And it's all day today. Because today's the chaos. And like, I'm on like the 15-minute all day. And it was just full of all kinds of gratitude from people to me. And like, all I'm trying to do is get around and give it to them. And man, it's just such a special place and event. It's not like, I think Guido and I had a really nice talk after we talked on the floor. And it was like, we were talking about how everybody owns this, which can be uniquely challenging at times too, right? But that's what's brought this thing to where it is today. And they really do. They all have like extreme ownership in this event, emotionally. And they use it the right way. And, I mean, there's so many cool things. I got to watch some adaptive today, which is always a highlight for me. Justin Medeiros was a wheelman, I think they call it, for one of the athletes. And Justin, talk about cool, right? Justin went and asked those guys if it was okay if he promoted it because he wanted to bring more eyeballs to them. And he was taking photos at an appearance saying, I'll take a photo if you go watch the adaptive division tonight.
oh, that's awesome.
He's just a great kid. He's a great kid. And there were a lot of people over there watching them do that workout, which was awesome. So
Yeah.
that's like a peak moment from today for me.
And anyone who thinks that's insincere or like a mercy thing, because I'm disgusted by that kind of shit, it's not. Because if you go watch the adaptive athletes, you're not going to regret it. Justin's not sending you over there to give fake cheers and shit. You're going to go out there and you're going to see some dudes do some shit that you can't do, who have half the parts that you have. And yeah, that's so cool that Justin did that. He's steering people in the right direction to educate them.
That was he came back and he was like, okay, the work that they did in that workout is insane. Because they basically did the same workout these guys did. They did ring pull-ups, and then they did ring muscle-ups. with the same heavy snatches.
Yeah.
You know, and it was like he is, you know, he contributes there a lot. He has friends in that division, but he was came back amazed. He was like, dude, it was like that was hard what they did, like really, really hard, and they don't get enough accolades for it. So he's such a
Did you
great
see
kid.
that Logan Aldridge is now at Peloton?
I did. Logan's
He's a what? He's a client of yours? Matt, stop calling. Fraser, we got him. Step
That was
up.
that was
You
one
guys
of the
hear
three.
me?
Yeah. Is he a client of
You
yours?
guys know?
Yeah. Is he a client of yours? Bye. He doesn't even mess around. He's like, okay, I'll just hang up and call back.
Oh my gosh! And when he gets off, then I wasn't paying attention to the background noise.
And
It's a
then
lot.
And now it's so peaceful.
That's a lot. Should I just not?
See, just on cue, you know, you talk about Peloton, and I got my son to call me to kick me out.
Hey. Are you his agent?
He's a good. No, you know, no. He's just, you know, I've talked to him at times when he's had questions, but he's awesome. He's such a great
So
guy.
awesome.
But I did know about that ahead of time. Yeah. I'm really happy for him, man. Right?
Me too.
He got a really cool setup with them, and he deserves it. And he's going to do a great job. And I think that was a tough decision for him that he's probably waited, you know, for a long time. And I talked to him a little bit about that. But that's a hell yeah what he's doing. Like, that was for me. I'm like, what are you even thinking about right now, man?
Dude.
Like he's gonna blow up, and he should.
He's a superstar. He's a superstar, and it just hasn't been discovered yet. He's awesome. He's gonna kill it.
I'm excited to watch New York City play out with him on his social media. You know, guy from North Carolina. He's like got the two dogs there with him. And he's awesome.
Awesome. Brian, hello. Hi.
Yeah.
Are you done eating? Can we let O'Keefe go?
No, yeah, we can let it keep going whenever. I actually ordered food. It's not even here yet.
Oh, great. All right. Matt, thank you. We'll be watching tomorrow, going hard, and we'll bug you tomorrow night before the party.
I love it. Thank you guys very much. Appreciate you guys. Have a great night. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for doing this. Yep.
All right. Thank you. See you.
See you, Matt.
Crazy generous. Crazy. I almost hit end broadcast. I'm so glad I didn't do that.
I just want to say, like, we talk a lot about leadership and lack of leadership, whether it's people in general talking about the president of the United States, talking about leaders of countries, talking about presidents of companies. And you look at O'Keefe, and I think it's cool, you know, behind the scenes, we got to see him and Fraser bring weight plates out for the guys to warm up. We just saw in the comments him helping people get in the stands. And I think it's right to cheer on leadership when it's right. When you're in the mix, helping out your people on the ground, doing the work. He's not just walking around enjoying his event. And I think that's really, really cool.
Yes, 100%. And he stays so mellow. Did you?
Yeah.
I can't believe how mellow he stays. Did you see him get wound up out there, Brian?
Never.
Yeah, crazy. Let's start here with this question. Travis, Brian, what happened with Vellner in the last workout? I didn't think anything happened to him.
Okay, that workout, you have to keep in mind that there are 150 repetitions of that movement that are range of motion, basically. All of the guys that are 6 feet and taller struggle with that relative to the guys that are 5'8", 5'7".
You're
And
referencing the overhead squat?
And the handstand push-ups. For the men, 5 ring muscle-ups, even under a extreme amount of fatigue, is pretty manageable or relatively routine for a lot of the guys. But his Vellner in general, his squat cycle rate and his handstand push-up cycle rate are kind of slow compared to the other top male athletes, and so I had suspected that this would be his lowest place finish. But I think he almost finished the workout, and I think there were maybe less than 10 guys that did. So I know we don't have the leaderboard, but I feel like he was 9th or 10th, which is fine. And
he's probably still in first place.
Yeah, because he also, and he had another finish similar to that in the swim event. I haven't seen the results, but I think he was around 10 to 12th or something like that. And he had like a 33-point lead coming into the day. So he should probably still be in first place, because I'm trying to think if there was anyone who placed ahead of him by a significant amount in both workouts, and I don't think that there was. And anyways, it would have to be a very specific person. And we know that Caron was behind him. He was the guy in second. We know that Dallin Pepper was right with him on both of those workouts. Phil Toon had one good one. He did finish at 11:59. Yeah, I knew it was close. So he's totally fine.
Brian, can you tell us what your guess is for?
Is this correct, Brian?
Well, no, this is probably up to date minus the row, swim, run workout because Phil Toon made a big jump here.
I see they have four. Oh, wait, this is after 5 workouts?
This would be after 5 workouts. This would be after 6 workouts minus workout 5. So I'm guessing they still don't have the row, swim, run results in. And so that's why you see Colton Mertens so high, because he had obviously 100 points on event 6, but he would have gotten way low points on event 5. And Alexander Caron, same thing. He did okay on that one. He had a not so good finish on the running workout. So that's fine. Like that is true. The results counting 5 of the 6 events that have happened so far.
I'm thinking Phil Toon. He finished. Did he finish?
Can you pull that back up actually?
Yeah.
In what? The running workout? No.
Yeah. It was kind of close though, right? Between them. Pat was pretty far
maybe,
behind.
but I just want to see. So it's only 9 points right there. No. I think Pat was ahead of him on that workout. Actually, I can check for sure.
You can. That's very interesting that you can do that. Where would you do that at, Brian?
On my own personal notes.
Will,
Yeah,
do you have
Vellner
one of the? Say that again.
Vellner was finished ahead of Toon on that workout.
Will, do you have this for the women also?
Yep.
Oh, wait, 1 second. Sorry. So go back. Sorry. For those of you who are listening who can't watch, basically right now, tentatively, and we're 99% sure, according to Brian, that this isn't accurate because the row, swim, run is missing. But Patrick Vellner in first, Phil Toon in second, Cole Sager in third.
Wait.
Scott.
If they're not watching, you should probably say that this shows Vellner with 449 points and Toon with 440, and then a massive drop off to Cole Sager at 363.
Correct. And Scott Panchik with 353, Colton Mertens with 351, Alexander Caron with 349, Samuel Cornway with 349. And so basically you have, as Brian was stating.
You're going to stop right there? Spencer Panchik, Scott Saxon Panchik, Dallin Pepper rounding out the top 10.
So 2 of the guys have almost 450 points, and the rest of the guys have a way to think of it as 350 points or less. So there's a separation of like 80 points from the top 2 guys, and then the rest of the pack.
Yep, and that's after 5. We'll say after 5 scored events, and then we're waiting for the results to be input for the rowing, running, swimming event.
How tall are you, Brian? Someone was asking today.
5'10".
Oh, wow! I didn't realize you were that tall. Okay. Okay. Let's go look to the girls' numbers. Love seeing the Panchiks in the top 10.
This is the team. Yeah.
We can do any of them. Whatever you want. Well.
Ooh.
So sensitive.
A little less.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, so this is good. So this will be the same thing because the points are in the 400s here. So with 5 scored events in, Ellie Turner maintains a lead over Emma McQuaid, Fee Sagafi, Bethany Shabard, Ariel Lowen. All of them are within 40 points. And then there's a 20-point drop to Danny Spiegel, another 20-point drop to Lucy Campbell, who won the swimming workout. So, keeping that in mind that she'd get another 100 points on this. Emma Tall's in 8th. She got 2nd on that workout, so she'll get another 97 points. And then Paige Semenya and Chloe Govan David show the top 10 right now. But knowing that the women in 7th and 8th actually took 1st and 2nd in that event means that it's, it might tighten up even a little bit more. And like your 7 was talking about last night, might end up being a very interesting, close, and exciting battle, not just for the podium, but for maybe up to the top 8 spots on the women's side.
I was going to say, just from a quick, I think it's safe to say that whoever is in the top 5 going into tomorrow is in striking distance of winning this. Like no one's getting away. Do we know what place Ellie took in the?
She was probably about 10th. I know Shadburn was 4th. Lowen was ahead of her as well. McQuaid was right in the
last
mix.
Event.
No. This is on the unscored event.
In the row, swim, run.
All of the women in the top 8, except for Danny Spiegel, finished in the top 10 at least. I think on that workout.
Row, swim, run.
Yeah, but
okay.
Ellie was towards 10th, and then the girls in 8th and 9th were up ahead of her. Bethany's going to score 89 points or something on that. So it'll tighten up for sure. Well, hopefully we wake up in the morning and we can see that it's a very close and exciting race.
What is this first workout tomorrow? This is the
It's
celebration.
Dale, which I think is named after Dale Earnhardt. It's an elimination style sprint is what they're calling it, or subtitling it. So they'll have to do, this floor layout is a 30-foot section, and they're going to do handstand walk down, handstand walk back. Both segments have to be unbroken. Then they're going to pick up a 200 or 150 pound sandbag and take it down, back down. Then they're going to do a 300-foot shuttle sprint 10 times back and forth. And then they'll do the same thing in reverse: sandbag, 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 handstand walk, finish.
So it's 3,000 meters?
300 meters of running on a 30-foot, 300 feet of 300 feet of running. Excuse me, 300 feet of running.
Okay. I was picturing
10 30-foot segments. So they'll do 5 down and backs.
Okay. Total. Okay.
And it's a 3-minute time cap, I think 3 or 4 minutes. And then they'll have they'll cut the field down to 20, and then they'll do it again, and then they'll cut down to 10, and then they'll have the top 10 go.
Wow.
So this kind of elimination style workout is something that we've started to see a little bit more. At least at high level CrossFit competition, the origins of it came in the form of barbell lifting at the games, really, when Dave would have the snatch speed ladder, the clean speed ladder, the clean and jerk speed ladder, etc. And then we've seen some evolutions of it with more complex workouts. And this was this one, same style but different format of movements.
So if we don't see, this is really a hopper workout unless he crash and burns, right? I mean,
is this where we pull up the picture of him carrying the sandbag at the games?
Yes, that's
we should just have that on a little loop. No, that's not a problem here. So one thing that's important is I think they're going to be racing this, and so I think from talking to the athletes that what it's going to come down to for most of them is once they finish the run, like making sure that they have a good grip on the bag and they finish that out, and then basically racing the handstand walk.
Dude, Scott wins this one. Panchik's going to be in the top 5 in this one.
Well, maybe. The only problem for Scott here is it's 30 feet and you have to go back and forth and cut, and he's coming off of a knee surgery. That's probably not ideal. Something where he doesn't have to change lateral directions would be way preferable for him. So that's the one thing I'm not so sure about with Scott.
I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight knowing Sevon took a job at Avis. Asshole.
I was having trouble holding it together when O'Keefe was talking because the comments were going hard.
Oh, they were going hard. Who do you predict? Who do you Phil Toon? I guess for some guys it's going to be the handstand walk, right? And for other guys it's not.
I think that you need to be able to like race on your hands for this to do well in this workout. I mean, we're talking about winning it,
And Sager's going to come in with crazy confidence.
I would like to see Cole Sager's placements on all the workouts so far. I feel like he's just in like 5th through 10th on every single one of them.
He has a 30th, but other than that,
right on the lifting.
But he's also a great. He's great on the field. He knows how to cut. He's efficient. He's got tons of handstand experience, and
the sandbag won't be an issue, right?
Yeah, and he's a big man. Wow.
No, there's kind of a sneaky one. I'm not really sure. Oh, I had a nice conversation with Danielle today, actually, during the running, swimming, rowing workout.
It is true. She would have destroyed this workout, right?
She would. Yeah, I think she would have done really well on this. I'm not sure how important the running part is, the 300-foot shuttle.
Right.
But I know that, it feels to me like big guys should do well on this workout for 3 reasons. One is they can get a big grip on the sandbag. 2 is that then on the cutting, they can, the important thing is not how fast you run, it's how fast you explode out of each turn. So you can get like 2 or 3 big strides and you're almost to the other end of the stage already. And then I guess those are really the 2 reasons, because I think that most of these guys in 30-foot segments are like, it's not that hard for them.
Is this Celebrate 10? Is that the workout we don't know what it is?
No, that's the one they just did.
Oh,
the 10 rounds with the handstand push-ups and overhead squats and ring muscle.
Then what's this Dale and elimination sprint?
That's what we're talking about for tomorrow morning.
Boy, I'm confused.
They're in the opposite order on that workout list, so it is a little confusing on that. But
Say that
tonight,
again.
Tonight,
They're-
the elite athletes did celebrate 10. Tomorrow, the first workout they're doing is Dale.
you're probably looking at that sidebar though, and Dale is before Celebrate 10. On
Yes.
The reason is,
okay. Go ahead.
yeah, no, it's just that not all the divisions do the workouts in the same order, and probably they should have it in the order the elites did it, but maybe it's just misprinted or whatever.
Okay. So there is no name. The final workout's not even on here on this list.
I don't know what list you're looking at.
I'm
It's
on
not.
strongest on the leaderboard.
It probably just says either
Nothing.
final TBD or nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing.
But Dale will be the first of 2 workouts tomorrow, and then they'll have the finale.
Alrighty. Can we look at the elite female team leaderboard?
Yeah, it's probably gonna show Krieger in first, but they are not actually in first. This one I know for sure what assuming there were no scoring disputes, I know for sure that Mayfem has a 3-point lead over Krieger. And it's the first day. After both days 1 and 2, Krieger had a small lead over Mayfem, and now Mayfem has that lead because they won both events today. Yeah, it shows them tied, which is correct for the 5 events that they've scored, but Mayfem won the run, swim, row workout. Krieger took second, so they'll be 3 points up. And GoWad was third on that workout. So, I mean, they're clearly the third best team, but basically it's going to come down to Krieger and Mayfem, and then GoWad will get third.
Are they basically doing the same workout, just some variety of it in terms of that Celebrate 10?
They did celebrate 10 today also. And then yes, to the question, just substitute in Dale.
Sorry. Dale, yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
And I actually haven't looked too close. I haven't looked too closely at that workout. I'll look more closely at the team version of that workout tomorrow morning.
So it's worth watching the women's elite tomorrow. It's going to be close. Anyone can win it in the top
Yeah,
3.
honestly, the top 5 teams have been super impressive. That team in 4th place, the underdogs team that we've talked about a little bit, has been basically the 4th best in every workout. And then in 5th place is 3 Blind Mice. They were the online qualifier winners. Tommy DePrima, Madison McElhaney, and Emma Ferreira. And they were really good. They were almost won that workout tonight. But that's, I think, the first time that a team other than those top 3 teams has finished inside the top 3 of any of the workouts. Or maybe the second time after the first workout as well. So really, all those 5 teams have been really good. And actually, they're tied for 5th with another team, aren't they? Well,
Hey, it doesn't look like there's more work for the teams. What am I looking at wrong here?
each athlete competes the following in a relay. So it's the same thing, only
okay.
in a relay. And there's 2 rounds. They'll do everyone, and then they'll do the top 10. And there's a 9-minute time cap instead of a 3-minute time cap because there's 3 athletes instead of 1.
I think that's a really cool team workout.
The relay. So when they first had the first sanctional ever with the team format, it was in Dubai, and they had a relay style workout like this. And I think that it is a good, it's a good balance in an 8 event competition to have one relay style workout where each individual athlete really gets to work on their own and show their capacity.
I don't like it.
Okay, well,
because it's not a team workout; it's an individual workout. The way they have it set up.
Yes, but if one of your teammates isn't that good at it, then it's going to cost the whole team.
Right. I don't like it for the same reason you like it. Fair.
It'd be like saying that you don't like a 1 rep max lifting test when all 3 people's scores are added together.
Oh, yeah, you're right. And I do like that. All right, you win.
Grass-fed beef liver. You know you like it.
What were we talking about? Thank you. You're a good dude, Will. How about the men? Let's go look at the mensies. Oh, by the way, we spoke to Haley today, Brian. And it's so crazy because she's so nonchalant and chill. And I don't even know what planet she's from. But then as soon as you bring up hey, do you want to win? It's like yeah, we're here to win. What are you, fucking stupid? I'm like, okay, sorry. You know what I mean? It's
I know exactly what you mean. I told you the story about the first time I met her, and I was like, oh my, this is not a normal 16-year-old girl.
Yeah, she's all business. 1 second before we start in here on the men. Tyler Moody from Chubasco barbecue sauce. A bit of a bite. Okay. Tyler Moody. Oh, did you ever watch Californication with Moody? Do you know that show?
I do not.
God, So
What
good.
what what
Reminds
decade
me of
was
my
it
own
from? The 60s or the 70s?
Californication. Not quite that far back. It was with the guy from. Anyway, the guy reminds me of me. I mean, it's my life. Thank you all for everything. Whole weekend has been
Hey,
incredible.
was there a tsunami in California today?
Yes, small one, but yes. You haven't seen that footage? Can you pull up Joe Rogan's Instagram really quick? Will, you haven't
but
seen the footage?
I was just sitting there and someone goes, "There's a tsunami warning in effect all day," and I'm like, "Here?" They're like, "No, in California," and I was like, "Oh, I don't know anyone over there."
Ah, David Duchovny. Yes, Colin. Yes, David Duchovny from Californication. Thank you all for everything. Whole weekend has been incredible. Keep on keeping it real. Thank you, Chubasco barbecue sauce. If you have spicy, send me a bottle. Thank you. Peace and love.
What am I supposed to look for in Joe Rogan's?
He
Stefan, I have to
posted a
take this
pic.
call for a sec.
Okay, he posted, and I'm gonna pee. No, I'm joking. He posted a picture of the volcano exploding.
Oh yeah, okay, I got it.
And it is, yes, thank you, Colin. It is something else. Yeah, that's nuts. That is nuts. Hey, so that's Brian, that's a volcano exploding out in the Pacific. I wish we were
Wow.
I wish I knew how close land was to that. Like, where's Hawaii? Where's Alaska? Where's the Galapagos? Where's Japan? Anyway, it's fascinating. It's a fascinating aerial shot. But yeah. So supposedly that earthquake, Brian, this morning caused a tsunami of waves that were like 1 to 2 feet, which even as a tsunami, it's just basically a wall of water. There's nothing that can stop it. And it came ashore. I think that they evacuated Berkeley, the lowlands in Berkeley. So Hawaii is on tsunami watch as well. Yeah, I bet, right?
Oh,
I bet.
my mom lives there. Maybe I should give her a call.
Flat Earth Sev. No, not. A couple of things I'm not open to. I'm so closed-minded around the flat Earth thing. I think the vaccine works better than the Earth does as flat. Okay, so yeah. My
like
immune
that
system
one, huh?
definitely works better. Yeah, that was good. I'm so proud of myself. The boys. So these are the men's elite. Once again, these scores are missing the row, swim, run scores, but do have celebrate 10.
I'm proud of you, Stefan.
I mean, it's not my fault, dude. I'm not yelling at you. I'm yelling at these jackasses in the comments. I mean, because people are like, Jeff's telling me to go to sleep. Jeffrey's telling me, dude, it's all fucked up here on the strongest leaderboard. Okay. Let's have it, Brian.
Yeah, so excuse me. And so what we can see here, the points are kind of like evenly strung out. There doesn't appear to be any really tight races. However, Mayhem won that.
Time out. Look at the 2.5 men and the Irish 2.5 men. They've changed the name of one of the 2.5 men and thrown in the word Irish in there. Do you have the backstory on that?
No.
Okay.
But I love it. It's great.
It helps. Man, it helps.
And so Mayhem won that swimming event, and obviously we'll gain 100 points for that once those scores come in. And that might, could potentially move them up 20 points.
Are you doing the math? You have a calculator out?
No, hold on.
Is it hard for us to see Rich not be on the winning team? Are we like, it's just Wodapalooza. They're just here having fun. Oh, he's got the Bachelor guy on there. Like, what are we doing? Are we like, how are we justifying
No.
Rich not
They're
winning?
doing...
Like, what are we doing? Like, all those of us who are like on the Rich train so hard. Like, how do I manage this emotionally in my head?
I think we're doing fine, but I think Luke Parker's probably crying in his hotel room.
Oh, Lukey.
What'd you guys do? Have them all on naked again?
No, we need to. Dude, you guys, I'm gonna whoop someone's ass.
No, I think this is actually a really good weekend for that Mayhem team for a lot of different reasons, and I'll have more to say about that in the coming week, 7.
And is it true, or are you just doing what I'm doing? Like, you just can't stand
No.
No,
I actually spoke to Rich today. It was a short conversation after that running workout.
We saw video footage
very
of
nice.
that. Actually, we saw video footage
We
of
saw
that.
it live on our feed.
Yes,
Don't worry.
yes.
Oh, okay. So I'm not full of it. And then I also had a really nice conversation with Facundo tonight, and I told you I talked to Luke yesterday. I saw Angelo today. They're all in good spirits. They're working hard. They're doing their best. They've had a couple of really good workouts, and they've learned quite a bit as well. And I'm not just blowing smoke. We'll have some news about Mayhem in the coming weeks.
Did anyone confuse you as an Orthodox Jew from Brooklyn today?
Nope.
Man, that beard is something fierce. You need to grow the doilies.
I can never remember what those are called, but
I can't remember either.
Also, I'm messing
it-
with Luke. He had a great clutch moment on the barbell workout at the end of it to save his team. So it was a really cool moment for Luke.
Tell us about it. What happened?
Well, Rich
are you
failed.
talking about the lifting workout from yesterday?
Yeah. Yeah. Rich failed the lift, the clean or the jerk, and Luke went to the bar, picked it up, cleaned the 315 bar twice, jerked the 315 bar twice to finish the event. And it was a cool moment, I'm sure, for him.
Wow. Yeah, that is a cool moment.
And Rich looked really proud of him, so it was cool to watch.
You know that Rich did that on purpose just to test him out. The same way a killer whale plays with its food. I don't know how those two are related, but all right. So why am I not as excited here? I feel like the boys are just going to run away with it. Am I not being? Do I watch this one too? Do we stream this one too, just cause, or what?
For sure, no, for sure. I mean, not only are there a ton of big name athletes and exciting teams in this competition, there's still a lot to be fought for in terms of the podium. I think yes, the boys are clearly the class of this field so far. I don't think anyone, really, you shouldn't be surprised by that. We've talked about obviously how good those three athletes are. They're not strangers of each other. Also, Noah and Travis trained together a lot, and Chandler had spent a period of time down there as well. I think that the fact that Sam Sorella-Man are in third is really cool. Now we some of the online qualifier teams were not necessarily happy with the coverage that all the invited teams were getting leading into the competition, but on the men's side, the online qualifier winners, which is them, are in third place after 5 events, and the women, the 3 blind mice who we talked about, are in 5th place. So it's really cool that they can have all these invited teams and then also the qualifier teams, and that there are actually a couple of qualifier teams that are competitive.
When Noah was a young man, he saw Dave somewhere. I can't remember where. Do you know the story?
Yeah, it was at the Mid-Atlantic Regional.
And he walked up to Dave and he said, "Hey, one day I'm going to go to the CrossFit Games." And I remember, I think Dave even told me that story. Hey, dude, this little kid came up and told me he was going to go to the CrossFit Games. And there he was today. What's that called when you have all the crowd's attention? You're
in the spotlight.
He's not only in the spotlight, but he's like a conductor. He's commanding. He's commanding the crowd. He's in control. He's speaking eloquently. He's looking beautiful, and he's like just I mean, if there's 3 or 4 guys missing in the sport, he's at the top of the food chain, like top. But it just so happens there's a ton of savages. I don't know. I was pretty stoked for him. I was more stoked for that than the 10-year anniversary, all that stuff. I was just like, wow. No.
Yeah, he looked great. He sounded great. I think he was, he's obviously a very emotional guy, but I think he really, captured the essence of who he is and how he feels about this weekend and this event really well, and what he had to say.
Heidi, the boys did good on the event. They always look good. Is Heidi in the comments? No. Yeah. Yeah. Dude, you killed it today, Heidi. Holy cow.
For real.
Hey, I found that. Did you see also? I found the VIP ticket winners today.
Oh yeah, that was great. That was great. Yeah. Barbelljobs.com. Thank you.
What day did we give those out? Was that on Thursday night or whenever it was?
Wednesday night, Thursday morning, something like that.
Wednesday night with Pat.
And I DM'd them Cindy that night, and I said, hey, try to find me this weekend. We'll take a picture. I want to say hi to you guys. And then I didn't hear from her until like midday today. She finally responded, and she's like, we're gonna find you today. And then they did.
Hey, have you ever DM'd someone and you're like, hey, let's take a picture, and they're like, fuck off, creep?
I'm assuming you're asking Will?
No. The reason why I say that is I was hanging with someone one time who was pretty famous, and tons of people were coming up and taking pictures of them. And this person misread someone, a young girl coming up who was just walking by, and this person thought that that young girl wanted a picture, and they went to go take a picture with him, and the girl was basically like, yeah, she's like, hey, get the fuck back. Like, what are you doing? Like, I'm not here to see you. And I was like, oh, damn. But I take it that's never happened to you.
I just zoned out. I just stopped paying attention for that story.
I don't blame you. That's good. When I talk,
You
you
did that
should do
too?
that. Yeah. Okay. Who's left? We talked about the men. We talked about the women. We talked about the teams. Any other recap? Anything special? Dallin Pepper's ankle.
I talked to Dallin today.
Okay.
I talked to him after the run, and I said, "How'd that feel?" And he said, "Dude, did you see the video?" And I said, "Yeah, I saw the video." And he goes, "I felt okay during the event, but it was bothering me afterwards." But I also walked back with him and a couple other guys. Actually, Tim Paulson is there. They were giving me a hard time, but in jest. And he's handling it well. I'm impressed with but he's a tough kid and he's young, so that's an advantage and something like that for sure. So I think he's going to be fine to finish out. But again, the cutting back and forth and the running tomorrow, also carrying a heavy sandbag and moving around, changing directions. Maybe not the most ideal, but I think Dallin's good to go. He's going to be fine.
You thought Colt Mertens was going to win that event, right?
Yeah, actually, I was texting with J.R. Howell beforehand. He goes, "Give me your top 5," and I just sent Colton.
It was impressive. 11 minutes, 10:58.
Yeah, it was great, and I was super impressed with Scott Panchik, and I was very impressed with Phil too. And his cycle rate on the overhead squats was insane. I literally think it was 2-to-1 to everyone on the 205, and he was making up a ton of time on the 15s as well. I thought he was going to catch Scott until Scott on the last round cycled the bar just as fast, and I was like, my God, this guy's still got it. He's in 4th place right now. I mean, come on.
Yeah, Tune.
No, Scott Panchik.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Yes. And he's going to do good tomorrow also. He's going to.
We'll see about the cutting.
Scott's always been good with the bar over his head.
Yeah, incredible positions. And look, their whole family, I talked about how they snatched 285 on Bayside 4 or 5 years ago, but they finished, I think they finished 2nd, 4th, and 5th, maybe 2nd, 4th, and 6th in that event. There were it was kind of hard to see. There's a lot of guys finishing quickly, but at the worst, all 3 of them were in the top 6, and yeah, they're very good in that overhead position.
Last night when we went to get off the air, we let Tyler Watkins on tonight a couple times. He was great. He contributed good stuff.
Yeah, I've had some nice conversations with him this weekend.
I just don't never know if he's going to start talking about scoring or not. But he was great. He was awesome. We did a little bit of scoring. I mean,
there are people that are interested in that, and I think that it's certainly something that we can talk about, but after the competition.
Yeah, I just like to make fun of him for it. How about Jake Marconi IG? Last night you guys were going to show me something on his IG, and we had to go. Does that ring a bell to you, Will? I just have a note here.
Can you repeat that?
Jake Marconi. Was there something that we said we were going to look at Jake Marconi's Instagram last night? Do you remember what that is? They're like, oh my God, have you seen?
Dropped his barbell on top of the buzzer.
Oh yeah, can I see that?
Yeah.
It's interesting, Brian. You had mentioned before the run swim, whatever that event is, you had mentioned that you were concerned about the machines malfunctioning because
Didn't
of the
seem
water.
to have any issues.
No, but there was a malfunction there. We're still just holding up the whole event.
Yeah, but not with the machines that we thought.
Right. I like your shirt, Sevon. Thank you. Oh, yes.
And then, does he go press the button?
Please tell me he did that on purpose.
That's a clever way to stop the clock.
Look at the judges. Look at the judges.
Like, what is this guy doing?
Oh, man, dude. Oh, man. What was plan B for him right there? What was plan B? What if those guys wouldn't have moved?
Well, I think that at that point, it's natural instinct takes over.
Hey, man, hard work pays off.
Hey, those guys could have easily.
Oh. That would
Those
could have
guys
been
could
really
have
bad.
easily not been paying attention, especially the guy to the left who's not his judge. Wow. Well, I'm glad you showed me that. That's amazing. We'll have to ask him about that. Have him back on the show. All right, guys. Crazy day. Thank you. Noah said he would come on tomorrow, Brian. But I don't. I can't even believe that people are even texting back. I know everyone's super duper busy. Any of the athletes who I text, I appreciate you. Not changing your phone number even. So don't think there's any pressure for you to come on. It's all for you if you want a place to just come say hi to people. We will see you guys. Oh, I haven't made the charts for tomorrow morning yet, but we will see you guys tomorrow. I believe the elite teams I have start at 1:10 Eastern Standard Time. Is that correct, Brian? Do you have that in front of you by any chance? Or Will?
I'm pulling it up right now. Sunday, elite teams. I have them starting at 12:17.
Okay. Elite teams starting at 12:17 Eastern Standard Time.
On Sunday.
Thank you, Will. And I guess I have to find out with Will if we're doing that. And then what time do you have Elite Indy starting?
2:40.
2:40. Ay. Wow. That's because that's 2 hours and 30 minutes to get through all that.
Yeah, because that Dale event, even though it's only running in 2 rounds, the first round has to have 4 heats because it's on a smaller stage. So there's only 10 lanes. So that they're not 40 teams, but I think there are more than 30. So they'll have to do it as like 8, 9, 7, or whatever they do. And then so it's 5 heats. It'll end up being 4 heats in round 1 final heat of the top 10, and then 5 more for the men's field. So that's why they need the full 2-hour window. And then for the individuals also, there'll be 4 heats, then 2 heats, then 1 heat.
Yeah, for some reason I can tolerate that more. Hey, and then what happens? Then when
It's understandable. Oh man, it's going to be really crazy to try to track the top 10 that advance from 4 different heats.
What the final event, the one we don't have a name for, the one that's not on the leaderboard yet. Do we know what time that starts? The
elite
teams
go at 5:10. According to the most up-to-date schedule that I've seen, and the elite individuals go right after that, 6:30. Yeah, that's what we know so far.
Wow, that's fast. That's fast. I like that. Okay, guys. So I suspect tomorrow when the elite teams come on at 12:17, we will not go live. I suspect we will wait till at least 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. We'll let if
2:30. You mean 2:30? Right before the elite individual?
No. I'm sorry. I have the elite team starting at 12:17.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that we'll come in like 15 minutes to a half hour late. Like we'll let some of that burn.
Gotcha.
Right before the last heat of the first teams.
Yeah. So I'm guessing we'll go like at 12:45 or 1 o'clock tomorrow, Eastern Time. All right. Peace and love. Thanks everything. Jacqueline Robertson. Thank you for the. Thank you.
She's great too.
Yeah, she's been dumping cash on us all day. Sevon, are you fasting tomorrow? Is tomorrow Sunday? Oh shit, I better eat. I am fasting tomorrow.
I'm about to eat a ton.
Sevon looks like he would bring the good snacks when it's time to bring snacks to the soccer practice. That's probably one of the nicest things.